Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. Right, we're going to have a look at some of these games. So this is the game against Gary, Sidewinder. It's very theoretical actually. Bishop's come back to e6. I think the move here is b3. b3 is a nice solid move. It's the most commonly played move. You've got to be a bit careful on that long diagonal. But black's not doing too well in the main lines here. Or black's not winning many. So we like the look of b3. This is one against Nick that I've made a terrible mess of. And it's just, I played a really rash move because I thought we were going to do this, 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 this. Then I thought we were going to hit the bishop. The king can't defend it because of takes, check. So I thought the bishop would have to move back and we'd play this. But I had not noticed that the bishop can just take here. We take back. Oh, I suppose there is a check here. Well, there's a check here that wins a rook. So white has to take some action to avoid that. Takes. So maybe we just got a wrecked pawn structure and we're a pawn down. Oh look, there's a fork. There's a fork there too. There's actually quite a lot of forks here. There's actually 2 forks. So this is actually correct. How? I'm so lucky because I didn't see any of this. Gosh, sometimes you hate chess, sometimes you love chess. This is no skill at all, it's purely luck. Here, takes. There's 2 forks, there's a fork there and a fork there. Can they both be stopped? They can both be stopped like this, and then I play this. And I'm alright with that position. I wouldn't really fancy that as white, because you got tempo, queen here, knight here. I mean, honestly, I think black's winning that. This is not skill. This is just a random rubbish from me. It actually makes me sad. But it makes me happy to be lucky. There is luck in chess. But it makes me sad to be so chaotic. I'm not sure if you want this therapy session, do you? I'm quite enjoying it. Yeah, right. I mean, I should have analysed this in more depth. But I haven't. So I'll take the bishop. There are other moves, and I'm not playing them. Oh, Nick, you're so good. Okay, well, since I've made such a mess, I'm not going to... I can't look at this move, the game with Nigel, I'm so afraid of it. This is the game with my friend, not Maxime. He's not Maxime Lagrave. Oh, well. I mean, I said we're better in the Queen's Gambit decline Stuart. I said we're better, didn't I? This is the game with Nigel, I can't look at it. This is the game with Tom. He's going to play c4. Okay, this is totally unfamiliar to me, but I quite like that. c6, right? Well, it makes sense. c6 makes sense. I get that. You know, if he takes, he probably... Well, we'll find out. There's actually... Both of them look interesting. My instinct would be to take with the knight and develop a piece, but... And since that's my instinct, let's see what actually would happen. When they take, you take with the knight and develop a piece. That's what I thought. Okay. Got it. No, I can't face this. This one... So you castle probably, don't you? I would castle. And not just I would, but I'm playing it. Not according to... What's wrong with castling? Anything or nothing? I suppose d5 is slightly more accurate. As to d5, but can they take it? So after knight c3, what if they take it? I guess they just don't want to, because what's the point? Yeah, black's absolutely fine. The queen's standing quite well there. Okay, I've been talked into it. d5. Okay, come on, it keeps on turning up. I mean, so Nigel's just gone all in. And I have to analyse this. Let's see what. Take. Okay. Just the rook? I mean, aren't you afraid of the attack? I'm terrified. Rook b1, really? What if you just play this? What if white plays that? I'm taking here, am I? And everything's just peachy. Takes, takes. White goes there. I take. Takes, takes. Takes. Check. Okay. Queen in the way. I played too many bullet games. Take with a rook. Okay, I'll settle for that line. That looks okay. I announce check. Nigel, it's your move. This one, oh, I think I made a decision to play e3 here with a view to playing d4. e3, d4 is coming next. This one was the game against Ian. It was like this. I played bishop f6. Ian had already programmed in queen h6, which is the only move. I mean, you've got to look at the sacrifice on e6, but not for long, because it doesn't work because you just take the queen. Or, I don't know, take the queen, or you could probably take with the pawn, but you don't need to do that. Anyway, Ian played what I consider to be the right move, and this one we talked about. This one we've talked about. This one, sorry, we had a little exchange here where I played the bishop here and predicted this, and indeed it was played. Queen takes, pawn takes, takes, takes. Well, we have to take back. But essentially, I think, aren't we up a pawn? I mean, the pawn structure for white is bad, but we're up a pawn in an exchange, and hopefully I can convert that, as we say in this trade, because black's also not terribly well developed, so I've got to work out which one to take with there. This is a game against my friend Justin Horton, who interviewed me after I played the BBC programme for his Brixton and Streatham chess blog, and it's such a joy to be playing him again. Welcome, Justin. I'm sure you'll hammer me. It's a non-rated game, which is a great relief to me, because you'd be taking my rating points. Here, did I go through this? I played d5 here, which I think is the natural move. I don't know if I covered this in this video, but basically the point is, what I was worried about is takes, takes. But then after the knight, you just take, and the queen's sitting really good in the middle of the board. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I get the feeling there are some games I haven't covered. By the way, having a good time on Horde. Played 17 Horde games, 11 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. I'm getting the hang of Horde. It's basically, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. 19 games in play, so many games. Okay, so are there any more? No, I think those are all the games. I think for everyone else, we're waiting on my opponent. I think. Unless someone else knows better. Sorry, I don't quite know how this works. I know I should. Go to my profile. If someone could, in the comments, teach me how to use live chess, that would be so awesome. Are there any of these next where I need to make a move? Come on, you lot, put me under pressure. Okay, it's this guy. He's got a day left. Okay, so basically, against Stuart, I played d4. d4, I think we're claiming that white's slightly better in the Queen's Gambit decline, so I played d4, transposed it back in. Okay, so let's have a look on Show the World Your Chess Skill on chess.com, and I'm proud to announce that Gabrielle SEG14 has qualified top of group against one Estudant, and we're going to feature one of the games. Here's the game. It's actually a very interesting game. So Okay, it started with a Nimzovich defense, e4, knight c6. This is something you can do. You can play knight f3 against this, and I think the best move black has is e5, which is what black played. You can play d5 and just insist on an odd position, but I think e5, well, e5 is the best move in the position. And then white's looking at something much more conventional. Italian game, correct. c3, so this is a book move, a very common line. Knight f6, that's the main move. d4, you can play d3 here. And in fact, I think d3 is, well, d3 is less forcing. I think it's probably a little better, because I think this often forces something that looks drawish. Takes, push. This is recommended by Wesley So in his Chessable course. Queen e7 is a really interesting move here. I think the normal move, well, I should know what the normal move is. The normal move for black here is to play knight e4. And then... no, that's not the normal move at all. Okay, the normal move here for black is to play d5. Come on, d5. Then bishop here. Then black goes knight e4. Then you take here. Then black has a choice of 3 bishop moves. b4 check, b6 and e7. Well, you can play bishop f8 if you want, but basically those are the choices. So here, the trick is to play d5. It's really common in this position for black to play. But black didn't. Black pinned the pawn. White should have castled here. But white played queen e2, which is not bad. Piling up. But I think this is not exactly right, this move, because then you can just take here and the e-pawn is strong, and then the bishop's got to check, you put the knight in the way, but taking that doesn't really help. So all of a sudden white's quite a bit better. Black castles. White has this idea of playing bishop a3, which he carries out. And then pushing the knight away, which makes sense now that e5 pawn is solidified. White castles. There's some kind of pretty tactics. So the pin makes sense, I guess, threatening d5. Although I think black always has a6 in those situations. So for instance here, just to illustrate, if we played d5. Oh, actually the rook's moved, so it's completely irrelevant. The rook's moved. So basically, well, let's say the rook, it doesn't matter. Let's say the rook hadn't moved. Let's say this happened. Then if you play d5, they can play, well, the computer wants to play knight takes and give up the exchange, but can't you play this as well? Yeah, I think you can. I don't know, I'm not that good at chess, but the thing is, you can. Anyway, none of that happened. What happened was rook here, black pushed it away with a6, and now a big swap-off happened. So this was pretty, but then this is the trick. So this is a clever tactic by black, trying to hit the bishop. But white has this intermezzo move here, and all of a sudden the rook's attacked and the bishop's attacked. So this is kind of the winning move. It's a good move. Black goes here. When we pick up the bishop, so now white's a piece ahead. Black attacks the bishop, but it just moves away. Swap a pair of rooks. And then this tricky move by white, sacrificing a bishop, which black falls for, and it's mate. But to be fair, white was kind of won anyway. So that's a good game, and Gabriel SEG14 qualifies top of group, but Estudante qualifies second and lives to fight another day. So a creditable performance there. It is now 7 minutes to 1. I am signing off. I hope you're all well, and I hope to speak to you soon.